Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Near Disney. It's the Wednesday show where us panel of local real estate experts and Disney enthusiasts get together to have a chat about the market and all things that are happening with the parks and Orlando news in general, all things within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. Before we dive into it, let's cue the theme song. All right, just two of us tonight, but hey, good things come in twos. I don't
In
know if that's a
smaller
saying,
packages.
but I'm making that in small Brady Bunch squares.
There you go.
Good things. So if you're tuning in tonight, let us know in the chat. Say hello, maybe where you're watching from. If you have any news updates or things about Disney that you want to
Yeah.
throw in, we'd be happy to comment on it. It's all about viewer engagement here. So just real quick, we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Elijah Lewis with Florida and Motion Realty. Call me the Prince of Real Estate here on Near Disney and in the
And
square.
I am Sue Koptiev, also with Florida Motion Realty, and they call me Aurora, and we want to welcome you into our show tonight.
And you know what? They really do call us these things because sometimes we'll be out and about in downtown Celebration or in near Disney Springs or something, and someone will occasionally recognize us from the show and say like, "Oh, you're Cinderella, or you're Aurora, or you're the Prince guy," So so it's just it does sometimes happen, and appreciate when y'all recognize us or shout us out, especially when you give us a call with our numbers on the screen.
Yes.
Happy to help.
I'm
So
still waiting for that, for somebody to recognize me when I'm in another state.
Ooh,
That's what I'm waiting for.
that's when you hit the big time. So we got big updates on the property tax proposal that's going to be moving forward that we talked about last week. And so, yeah, definitely we've got some good news to share on that. So definitely stick with us there. But we always kind of like to open with something a bit lighthearted. So we will just share real quick. What have you got for us as far as pass holder exclusive offerings for Disney?
Yeah, this is for summer days at Disney Springs. All kinds of fun annual pass, Incredipass options for your VI pass holders. So we have, first of all, it runs from June the 1st, so it's just getting started, and all the way through the end of July. So there are dining discounts, no offers, I don't think, on alcoholic beverages, but if you read through this article, there are some really, really cool non-alcoholic beverages, little specialty drinks they've got going on. So some of the dining discounts apply to the paddlefish, the crafted Italian,
Disney
and a Coca-Cola store, the rooftop beverage bar. Their blue Curaco looks really amazing. It's got quite a few things going on in there. And let's see, we have the Mexican restaurant. We have the Irish pub that has a beautiful strawberry topped drink there. We have the Lava Lounge, which is always fun. Is that a raspberry? You're right. It was the sprout sticking out the top that threw me there. The Lava Lounge, the Rainforest Cafe, is always a great place to be. That outside bar sitting right there on the lake. And when we get these awesome summer breezes that come through in the early evenings, there's no better place to be in Florida than sitting at a bar outside on a lake, on any body of water, and just enjoying the evening. So we're going to move on. Look at that.
You were tempted by the T-Rex one.
I did. The T-Rex creamsicle spritz. Orange juice, heavy cream infused with vanilla, topped with Sprite, with an orange slice garnish and some whipped cream. Then they also have a blackberry bourbon bramble. So if you like bourbon, there's an option for you there. And the drink cup offer, the 24-ounce squeeze bottle, those look kind of cool. So Splitsville, it's at Splitsville. They just have so much to offer. Pass holders get really, really fun things, offered to them from Disney. They just do. Whether it's at Disney Springs,
it's quite an investment to sign up for one of those. So it's great that they can quote unquote sweeten the deal here with this donut.
I was going to ask you to make sure you showed that donut because that kind of that was like, wow, I just ate dinner, but that really looks good.
Everglazed
That's a
Donuts
lemon
cold
one.
brew limited edition
Mhm.
VI pass holder donut. Yep, you
Specialty
feel pretty
donut.
important carrying around this, you know. It's like a status symbol. Don't eat it slow so that everyone can be jealous, right?
Then Kate Spade has an offering of a water bottle as well. Vera Bradley is a throw blanket. If you are purchasing $100 or more of a uh, qualifying items. Ooh, Star Wars Legos. So there you go.
Yeah,
That
there's
is
a ton of stuff. In fact, yeah, and if you wanted to actually, it was www
mhm.
waltdisneyworldmagic.com, where they have this whole list here about yep, annual pass holder and credit pass, uh, summer days at Disney,
There's a
off
bunch,
exclusive
yeah, there's a
offer.
bunch of other information in there too.
Yep, great website source for that kind of stuff if you're a pass holder. But we will dive into the main attraction now. I'm going to pull up our article here, lead the discussion on what's going on with the plan to cut Florida property taxes that will be heading to the ballot. So last week we were explaining that this was going to be held a special session on Monday, where they were going to officially lay out the proposal to move forward with the property taxes to the Senate. The House had
Mhm.
already voted to move forward with this in Florida, and so this special session on Monday did appear to go well. And basically, in a joint resolution, the Senate followed the House with a 30-9 vote. So basically, establishing the framework for implementing a constitutional revision, then that would still take 60% of voters in the fall to support the ballot proposal in November. So if this is something that you want to see happen, if it sounds like something that you're optimistic about and that could help you, definitely show up and cast your vote. Because if approved, the tax cutting strategy will likely remove $13 billion from the coffers of local governments in the first 2 years. That would fundamentally reshape the relationship between counties and the state. And basically, this is going to, force them to budget a little more conservatively, and by giving regular homeowners a bit of a break. So basically,
Mhm.
we last week we were saying that when DeSantis was up giving his pitch that day in the morning, that he wanted to start with a $250,000 increase for the homestead exemption limit. But it looks like after the special session happened, the current $50,000 exemption will be raised on the ballot to $150 of the assessed value in 2027. So starting with 150, and the exemption would raise then to 250 in 2028, and float a higher subsequent raise in future years, for indexing it for inflation. So
Mhm.
basically, they were trying to, I guess, make this a little more palatable as a slow roll in for people who might have thought that even the 250,000 was too drastic. Because Ron DeSantis was saying, like, I want to get that to 500,000. So that's it's bold. It's definitely something that is the talk of the town right now. Here on USA Today, they were commenting that the lawmakers did tweak the governor's vision, not only by starting it at 150,000, but sparing public school funding. So
That's
property
great.
taxes will continue to fund public schools and protect constitutional officers, and
Mhm.
axing this idea of a state trust fund meant to cushion local revenue losses. So they were saying that they were going to have a fund for some of the smaller local governments that didn't quite make it to the final cut. But yeah, so 60
That's
is going to take 60%.
60%, yeah, of voters in order to get it to pass. And what we're looking forward to here is it's really going to be um, just it's just going to be wonderful for places like Celebration Four Seasons, Claremont, Winter Garden. Kissimmee, we expect it will really show us a definite decrease in our property taxes in next year, which is, we're in the 6th month of this year. It's gone by so fast already. So we're looking at just another 6 months before this could possibly be implemented. So
Gives them time to
come
spread
and
the word, to make the pitch, to
yeah.
sell this to the voters. Now that those hurdles, that they sold it to the House in Florida, they sold it to the Senate. So that's cool. And thank you for your
Mhm.
comment. I think I'm going to pronounce it gust of PV, but if I mispronounce that, sorry. But yeah, so you live in Pinellas County, but love
Mhm.
Orlando area too. That's awesome. Yeah, appreciate
Thank
you, everyone
you.
letting us know where you're watching from. Absolutely, we try to just keep everyone updated on the Orange County, the Osceola County, and just everything that's around Disney as well, Polk
Yes.
County. And yeah, so actually this was a kind of a fun little save our homes florida.com, where that you had like a savings calculator. You could input your address and and get like this thing that inputs an idea of your property tax savings. Basically, with the current amount, the 50,000, people were saving it was like $500 with their homestead
Yes.
exemption and
Mhm.
property taxes. With the $150, it's roughly $1,500. And if it goes up to the $250,000 limit, then that could bring it to around $2,500 of savings. And I
Mhm.
know, like in this market, people say like, well, gosh, I bought a house that wasn't even quite a mansion for $1 million, so what, but I think every little bit helps. He was
It
saying
does.
that like over 50% of people could just basically in Florida pay no property taxes with even just the 250 amount that'll be
Mhm.
ideally implemented in 2028 if this passes. And I mean, like I said, when I got my starter condo, that was around $200,000, just for me and my cat. That would have eliminated property taxes for that
Mhm.
price point. Uh, for me, so I mean, I not didn't quite get into single family home living in the high scale neighborhoods yet, but they said that the amount they try to raise it and adjust even for inflation, that could provide even more relief
Mhm.
even when I step up to the single family home lifestyle in the future.
Yeah, it could, and they're expecting, like you said, 50% of people may not even pay any property tax, and along with, on top of, side note off of that 50%, 92 to 93% of the people that are left, or excuse me, the people that are left, some of them will be having a relief of 92 to 93%. So they'll be paying 7% compared to what they were paying before. So 7% of what they used to pay, so it'll be minuscule, compared to some of these homes that have pretty high sticker prices as far as property tax right now.
So if you're thinking of buying, now is probably a really good time when
Hmm.
everyone, is going to start to FOMO or start to want to take advantage of the inventory that's here. Especially even if you're already a Florida resident, one of the things they were talking about was the idea of making it so that people who already lived in Florida, was it for 5 years, would get these benefits
Hmm.
first of the homestead exemption. So that, yeah, even if you've just trying to be right size your home, upsize, downsize, be a first time home buyer, get in touch with us. Our numbers are on the screen. We'd be happy to just kind of find a place that's a good fit for you and get a
Yeah.
head start on that now, because there is a possibility that there might be some stiff competition for the inventory that is there, because it's kind of been a low inventory environment. Once it starts to occur to people that maybe, like, now that it passed the House and the Senate, this very
Hmm.
well could not just be a pipe dream or empty politician promises, but could really happen. And once a news development like this takes place, in people who are wanting to invest or sorry, not investment property, but homestead, make the
Hmm.
big personal investment in your homestead for your own future, it might be a really good time to fast track that process.
Yeah. Even
And
if you're
speaking of
not
which,
getting
One
into
Touch
this,
Property could
something
be
that you
your listing, Sue.
there it is. Yep. Speaking of which,
I'm gonna play the footage while
this.
you. Oh, I don't know why a pop up just happened, but I'm gonna. Yep, I'm gonna play this footage while you share about it.
All right. Thanks for pulling that up. This is a home in Four Seasons 55 plus, which is in Kissimmee, but it's
Close to
very
Disney.
close to Disney, very close to Reunion Resort, not super like 10 minutes from Celebration, 15 really at the most. And it is a beautiful 4 bedroom, 3 bath pool home, pool and spa, salt water, heated. Both the pool and the spa are heated. So you can see that beautiful enclosure there. It's decorated to the nines. It was decorated specifically. They didn't move in and bring their furniture from somewhere else. They went and had it furnished, based on the floor plan. And so everything matches the home and the Florida lifestyle. As you can see, the colors and everything's just really bright and cheery, but not overdone. The home is furnished if you want it furnished. If you don't want it furnished, that's okay too. They're willing to work with you, and you can see that nice little dry bar. Those I love those little single chairs that you just saw on that loft area. They all fold out into a twin bed. So it just gives you, if you keep those, it just gives you, more seating and then more room for when people want to spend the night. So there's a lot going on at Four Seasons 55 plus. There are swim events, there are classes, there are, oh my gosh, there's so many things happening. I just can't even, there's Tai Chi, everything that you could think you would want in a retirement community, it's here. Bocce ball, pickleball, tennis. They have some pretty stiff competition if you are looking at wanting to play pickleball. But anyway, so this is it's over 2,500 square feet. And again, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 3 full baths, and it is priced at $799,000. So if you are interested, only one person in your household has to be 55. And again, you don't have to live there full time. If you want to take advantage of the upcoming homestead situation that we're looking at, hopefully implementing, then yes, you can do that too. But it's a beautiful community. It's very comfortable, and the neighbors, the people in the community are really great.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's a cool listing, and yeah, I'm sure that now that there's some more urgency and interest in the Florida real estate market, might be a good time for someone to call in and take advantage of that, or just get some more
Yeah.
information. We did a bunch of videos on 55 plus on this channel, actually. If you type in the name of a 55 plus community and click near Disney, chances are something's going to come up with us covering it. We went into a lot of communities, and we're probably going to start covering some other stuff too. We were talking about Neo City, giving a fresh update on that.
Yes.
So yeah, stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. We're gonna keep covering Central Florida like crazy. And yeah, I found this a graphic here from List Reports as well, just to kind of give an idea of the benefits of home ownership. It's like when you buy a home, you're buying more than just a place to live. It's an investment in real estate that turns your monthly housing costs into a path toward ownership, where each payment builds equity and increases your stake in an asset that will continue to grow over time. So yeah, it's a wealth building strategy, one, and they're calling it a forced savings plan here. As you increase, it's money that you can't touch unless you take out like a HELOC or something. But basically, that's there. You're living in it, and you're increasing your homeowner stake with each mortgage payment. An inflation buffer. As price and rents rise over time, home values and housing costs rise too, helping your investment keep pace with inflation. That's cool. Yeah, that's a point that maybe we don't say enough, is that that just takes care of itself, kind of. Just as you're living your day to day, suddenly you check Zillow, or you check the market, you call one of us, and homes in your neighborhood the comps are just higher, which helps your home get higher, even if you didn't renovate, because if you did, even better equity.
That's right. Yes.
A stability anchor, lock in a predictable housing payment and give you long-term control over your living costs. Yeah, like part of the reason why inventory is so low right now has to do with a lot of owners that just didn't want to let go of the awesome interest rates that they got buying 5+ years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, because they know that if they want to sell, they got to buy. But the good news is that now hopefully the homestead adjustment, if that goes through, so it's all subject to change. It's all a bit volatile, but that could, provide an additional incentive and price saving measure apart from just the interest rate. And who knows? Yet we got a new Fed chair, shiny new Fed chair. Something might happen with lowering rates. All right, just a few more little articles about Disney here. Virginia, our Cinderella here, she had something come up where she couldn't be with us tonight, but I kind of just brought this article up in here from Run Disney. Basically, Run Disney announces new registration date and time for Princess Half Marathon. Virginia on the team loves to run, and so I just thought that we joke that she's Cinderella on our team because she's like running out of her glass slipper. So basically, Run Disney confirmed that general registration for the 2027 Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend will open Monday, June 8th. So this upcoming week at 10 a.m. So make sure if you're interested, we know people who make the Disney marathons a lifestyle and they have all the ribbons and all the medals all over their houses. Like they don't miss one. It's a huge part of their life. So we definitely want to share the updates on that so you can get in on registering as soon as possible. So basically, yeah, the weekend itself set for February 25th through March 1st, 2027 at Walt Disney World Resorts, and it's on schedule. So that's cool, and yeah, just want to keep you updated on that.
Yeah, Disney's, jumping in and making sure they're doing stuff on a regular basis that helps keep people healthy, right?
It blows my mind to think about 2027 already, that we are at the halfway point of the year. It's just, how can it be?
Sorry, I didn't mean to depress you.
Like 2026 is halfway done. Our time to think about early 2027 and schedule things. It's wild how time changes on you when you get older.
It does. Do you remember what we were all feeling? Well, let's see. How old were you? Yeah, you were around. The change between 1999 and 2000. I'm not
Y2K?
Sure.
Yeah.
The Y2K. Yes.
Okay.
We all thought everything was going to explode or implode. The computers were going to stop working, and it was just.
I knew it was going to be a good thing because Prince said we're going to party like it's 1999. It turned out that everything was okay, just like you said.
It was just fine. But it's just like, for me, it's just been about like a blink. So the
whole millennium's just gone by too fast for you.
Gone by too fast, yes. But I live in a wonderful place, and that's, I think, part of what is so exciting for me is there's so much to do, and yet when you're happy and loving what you're doing for, my work and the, clients that we have, the buyers and the sellers, it's just so much fun to work with people and meet new people. And then you have all this other stuff to do because you have all this sunshine and so much outdoor time available to you. And yet when you're happy and life is good, then time flies even faster. So it's just like
speeding when you're having fun. That's right.
It does. It's really true. So anyway, come join us.
That's a good point. Yeah, we started this millennium with the Backstreet Boys all wearing white and doing dancing in unison, and now here we are, a quarter century later.
Yeah,
this is crazy. And also, yeah, speaking of time flying and aging out of the past, Bluey is the biggest thing for the little kids. And I have never seen a single Bluey. I've never read a Bluey book. And yet, I guess it was like Dora the Explorer was kind of like the cultural equivalent of like my young Nick Jr. childhood. But this, I guess there's never been anything like this. And so I guess Disney has an affiliation with Bluey. Disney does not own it. But a couple years ago, they got the distribution rights for Bluey. I mean, for like the programming and stuff. So they do have Bluey at Animal Kingdom. And I think that can partially show you how huge Bluey is, because there's not usually stuff very much at Disney parks that they don't own.
Right.
that's not like that they acquired that like Star Wars and Indiana Jones and stuff.
Hmm.
So, but actually, you know what? They did used to have Star Wars there before they owned it. So they've had these partnerships before. Maybe what that tells me is they got their eyes on Bluey. Maybe trying to get it one of these days. Like, they all come around
Waiting for
eventually.
the right time.
Like, Marvel was at Universal, and now Disney owns Marvel. But
That's
at Animal
true.
Kingdom, Bluey has a presence here, and they got these character suits a little similar to like the Disney ones. And they got this update from blogmickey.com. Bluey's Wild Resort rope drop. Basically, the virtual queue for Bluey's Wild World is over. As of June 22nd, guests no longer need a boarding group to experience Bluey's Wild World at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And so like they were there covering it to see how the new standby process works. So yeah, I thought that they had, if I could just scroll down real quick, basically you go to like the Harambe station and
Hmm.
check your waiting time. And we estimate that there's somewhere in the range of like 300 to 400 guests. And let's just see, they get in the standby queue. Second train crowd was manageable. Once the initial rope drop wave loaded out on the first trains, things seemed to settle smoothly. You start to see familiar characters. The morning looks like a good time to be there. And yeah, the show gets underway at Animal Kingdom. I love to see that 5 minutes at the Disney
Yes.
park. All right, yeah, for something fun. And yeah, so
Wait
they've got
time.
this whole interior place where they can just line up. Everyone's sitting down, and they're gonna watch the Bluey characters come out. People dance, have fun. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that Disney had an affiliation with Bluey myself, but that's cool. Maybe if it's one of those things that never dies, like SpongeBob or something, I'm sure even
Hmm.
once I start having a family, I'll have to become very intimately acquainted with such things. You get to have two childhoods, right? You get
Of
to
course.
have your own, and then you have to vicariously have your kids' childhood.
That's right. We can't live vicariously through our children and all the things that they get to do or are able to do that we maybe weren't able to do. We didn't have that skill or the,
You grew
you
up
know,
more poor than the lifestyle you get to provide for
exactly.
your
There's
kid.
that. Yeah. So no, it's always fun. Always fun.
All right. I have this update as well. I saw some people in my own personal live feed like posting about this. Some people were kind of sad and some people were kind of optimistic that Walt Disney World's Carousel of Progress to be completely reworked. A new version will debut in 2027. Oh, once again,
Mm,
2027 is like they're talking like it's soon, and it weirds me out. Oh yeah, so mass overhaul for the attraction that debuted in 1964,
wow.
World's Fair, and has been in almost continuous operation since. Was I think Walt Disney is still alive in '64? Maybe that's like the
Yes, he was, I
borderline.
believe.
I know it was like early to
Hmm.
mid '60 when Walt was taken from us, and he had. I think the last major Disney movie that he had done was The Jungle Book, and I don't know if he lived to see the end of it. But I
See
know
it
that the
completed.
next one, that the last big project that he uh, approved was the Aristocats. So
Also a great
that was
movie.
all right around this little time window of the Carousel of Progress starting. But the ride is shutting down next month. It's set to reopen in sometime 2027. Biggest update to the attraction in more than 30 years.
Yeah.
Basically, if you've never been to the Carousel of Progress, it's a moving theater that hinges around a fixed stage with four separate show scenes, which follow
Mhm.
a typical American family through the years. And basically, the narrator discusses technological innovations of the time that's happening socially or politically and technologically, joined by the dog Rover, and makes occasional remarks in the form of well balanced barks. Well, okay. So let's see. They got some pictures here. Uh, Yep. So according to Disney, the new iteration of the attraction will start with a new scene featuring a Walt Disney animatronic figure similar to the ones that they installed in Disneyland, and Disneyland goes to the World's Fair. And so what the new millennium, there's a thing called the internet. Okay, so it's going to be kind of like internet sassy tone, I'd imagine. And joined by the family robot. Looks like Herbie from last summer's Fantastic Four movie. The current version of the attraction will shutter on July 6th. So you have till July 6th to catch the Carousel of Progress. But I liked this comment here that was from the article. I guess this reviewer may have a personal investment in this ride. Some Disney fans on social media are up in arms about both the alteration to the classic attraction and how quickly it is shutting down, leaving many without time to make a trip down to Florida to say goodbye. But it is called the Carousel of Progress, after all, not the Carousel of Nostalgia, although there certainly is a bit of that too. So I guess that's kind of a checkmate there. You can't obstruct progress on the Carousel of Progress.
That's right. I wonder if they're going to end, the last scene is going to end with anything about AI.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hot button issue for many right now. We'll see how well it continues to be embraced or adopted, but it is happening fast, and it just seems to be inevitable. And Disney's going to use it in their attractions and even their creative works. So we'll see. Hopefully the human touch is never quite lost to all of that. And yeah, I think that was it. We crossed the 30-minute mark. Good amount of content. I think we got to all the comments and all the shout outs. But once again, of course, our numbers are on the screen. If you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell a home in Central Florida, 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, we know the market pretty well. We're happy to help you make that trip into this lifestyle. And with that, we'll just say hit the like button and subscribe, and take care.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.